نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In last two lessons we covered the topic of status. Today we'll try to dig deeper and discover more information about status. We learned that a doer is rafa, a detail is nasb, and the word that comes after of has status of jar. We can tell the status in Arabic simply by observing the sound at the end of the word. If the ending sound is u or un, then it's rafa status. If the ending sound is a or an, then it is nasb status. And if the ending sound is e or in, then it has jar status. Here the status of muslimun is rafa, as its ending sound is un. Musliman, it is nasb as its ending sound is an. In muslimin, the ending sound is in, so it has jar status. Some examples. In all three sentences, the word a Muslim is common. I would want you to try and translate the word a Muslim. A Muslim traveled. I met a Muslim. A book of Muslim. I hope you had the same answers. A Muslim traveled. Here, a Muslim is a doer, so its status is rafa. The translation would be muslimun. I met a Muslim. A Muslim here is acting as nasb because it's a detail, so the translation would be musliman. A book of a Muslim. Here, the word a Muslim is coming after of, so it is jar. Translation would be muslimin. Until now, all the examples we looked at were of singular nouns, and we figured out the ending sounds of singular nouns can tell us the status in Arabic. But how to tell status of duals and plural nouns in Arabic? Do we also look at the ending sounds for dual and plurals? No. For singular nouns, sound at the end of the nouns will tell us the status. But for dual and plural nouns, combinations at the end of the nouns will tell us the status. I'll explain you what I mean by combinations. If you have a singular noun, then it's very easy to make the dual form. For example, muslimun, we simply add alif and noon kasra at the end, and the word becomes dual in rafa form. From muslimun, it becomes muslimani. So this combination of alif and noon is what we look at to recognize whether it is rafa, nasb or jar. Similarly, if we want to make the same noun Muslim in nasb form, we add a combination of ya and noon with kasra. Muslim becomes muslimaini. And luckily for jar, it's the same combination as nasb. Muslimaini, ya and noon with kasra. If you pay attention at the left column, the last letter has a kasra and a sound of E. So if we just look at the last letter, we can get confused and say this might be jar status. But you have to remember that you also have to look for a combination. If it's ani or aini, then it's dual and it could be rafa, nasb or jar. It's very important to memorize this chart as lots of noun can be made dual following this pattern. So please repeat this with me 5 times. Muslimun, musliman, muslimin. Muslimani, muslimaini, muslimaini. Muslimun, musliman, muslimin. Muslimani, muslimaini, muslimaini. Muslimun, musliman, muslimin, muslimani, muslimaini, muslimaini. Muslimun, musliman, muslimin, muslimani, muslimaini, muslimaini. Last time. Muslimun, musliman, muslimin, muslimani, muslimaini, muslimaini. Let's look at some examples. 2 Muslims studied Arabic. 2 Muslims here are the doer, hence the translation would be Muslimani. I met two Muslims. Two Muslims in this sentence are a detail, hence their nasb. So the translation would be Muslimaini. This is a house of two Muslims. Two Muslims in this sentence is coming right after of, hence it's jar. So the translation would be Muslimaini. I'm hoping you're feeling a bit comfortable with singular and dual nouns. So let's look into the plurals. To turn a singular noun into rafa plural, all you have to do is add a combination of waw, noon, fatha at the end of the noun. For example, Muslimun will become Muslimuna. It's a plural and a rafa form. If you add a combination of ya, noon, and fatha at the end of a noun, that noun becomes plural in its nasb form. So Musliman will become Muslimina. And luckily, we have the same combination for jar. From Muslimin, it becomes Muslimina. Please pay attention to the left column. In all three cases, rafa, nasb, and jar, the ending letter has a fatha and a sound. So can we say that these are nasb forms? No. Rather, we'll be looking at the ending combination. So una is a combination of plural rafa. Ina is a combination of plural nasb or jar. This chart is very important and you have to memorize this. So please repeat after me 5 times each column. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini. Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini. Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini. Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Without looking at it, last time. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Well done. Let's look into some examples. Muslims eat halal food. Muslims here is in plural form and it is rafa in status because it's a doer. So the translation would be Muslimuna. I help Muslims. Muslims here is in nasb status because it's a detail. So the translation would be Muslimina. This is a house of Muslims. Muslim here is in jar status because it's coming right after of. So the translation would be Muslimina. Please pay attention at the second and the third column, nasb and jar of dual and plural. They look pretty much the same, but there is a change in harakat. Muslimaini is the dual form, Muslimina is the plural form. Noon has kasra in dual form and noon has fatha in plural form. Now some homework for you. These are words that you have to put into singular, dual, plural, rafa, nasb, and jar status. And please attempt these exercises as well. You'll have to translate them into Arabic. For your convenience, the word that you have to translate has been given in their singular form. Also, work on this homework. Make sure that you look at the ending combination first. And if you don't see any ending combination, that's when you look at the ending sound. Jazakallahu khairan. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.